Number 1. You love each other. Before you can start talking of marriage, there must be love between the two parties involved. And love should not be one-sided. Gone are the days when marriages are arranged or you marry based on recommendation. And even in these days, the fact that you're dating a person or have been in a relationship for a long time does not guarantee marriage in any way. However, when two people are in love, they want to spend their lives together and would plan towards it. They do not need any further compelling from outside. The love they share is enough force to make them want to walk down the aisle and get the deed done. The truth is, nobody wants to be married to someone with whom they have no emotional attachment or feelings for. You might try to manage it in a relationship, but marriage is a more serious deal. Imagine spending your life with someone you do not love. That will be a lifetime of torture and unnecessary endurance, especially if you do not come to love that person or that person does not love you. If they do not love you or you do not share the feelings that they have towards you, they might be the red light you need to move on and find someone else whom you truly love and are ready to spend a lifetime with. Besides, if they do not love you, they will not be thinking in terms of marriage in the first place. They might just want to get a hint of how it feels to be in a relationship before moving on to the real thing. So watch out for the signs that the person is into you just as much as you are into them. If you're wondering if you are going to marry that person, you should ask yourself if you love that person and if they love you in return. If the love is one-sided, there is every possibility that one person might be unwilling to take the relationship further. Perhaps they are just there to have fun or want the benefits of a relationship without being committed. That is to tell you that they do not love you enough to want to marry you. And love is not just about initial feelings and the butterflies that float in your belly. All of that would not last, although some people base their decisions on these feelings and end up regretting it when things do not go the way they have expected or envisaged it. If, on the other hand, you and your partner understand the intricacies of being in love and the feeling is mutual on both ends, then you can be sure you are going to marry that person. Number 2. Agreement. Agreement is very important for the success of any venture, especially a lifelong journey such as marriage. When there is agreement between you and that person you have in mind, that's a good sign that you can walk together and have a good life. It's a sign that you can even consider marriage with that person. Without agreement, there is no way you expect to actually reach a decision with your partner on certain issues that includes marriage as well. It means you do not see eye to eye, and that is what will determine a lot of other factors. If you cannot agree on certain matters now, what will happen when you eventually get married? The fact that you do not agree will affect your relationship, and there is every tendency that it is headed for the rocks. So, you have your answer there already. If there is no agreement between you and your partner, do not consider marriage at all. On the other hand, agreement on critical matters means that you already have a strong relationship ongoing that will automatically translate into marriage. There is a greater probability that a man or lady would want to spend the rest of their lives with you when you agree on most issues. Although many jump this step and just go with the euphoria of the moment, it has been shown that marriages that are well planned rather than spontaneously entered into survive more. It's for this reason that couples are encouraged to talk about everything before marriage. Discuss your faith, discuss your beliefs, your values, your likes and dislikes, finances, what you perceive should be the role of each member of the family, how would you train your children, the number of children you want to have. Just discuss everything, even the seemingly unimportant or trivial ones. While you cannot expect to agree on every single thing, there should at least be a greater percentage on things you agree on, and they should be important and critical issues that can affect and shape the rest of your lives together. Even on things that you do not agree on, there should be a kind of compromise that would be reached by both of you. Compromises are very important for the success of any relationship. The both of you should be able to meet at a point and work things out. That is a sign you can work with and marry that man or lady. Number 3. You have the approval of people that matter. Even in this present age, we cannot ignore the influence parents and other people have on a relationship. When the people that matter to you and your partner approve of the bond you share with that person, there's a great chance that you are going to end up with them. This is not a total determinant in itself, as some people get married despite the disapproval of their parents. However, there is a more likelihood that you will marry the person when you get a yes from others too, especially parents, friends, pastor, and other important people in the life of that person and yours as well. Number 4. You are both ready. It's one thing to be in love and imagine being married, and another thing to be ready to venture into that journey. To become married, both you and your partner need to be ready physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. It's important for the success of the marriage. If you are ready to tie the knot but your partner is not financially buoyant, or maybe he or she has one emotional imbalance or the other, the marriage might not work and you might be forced to pull out of the relationship. It might be that they decide to opt for someone who is ready, or vice versa. Your readiness in every area is another thing to look out for to know if you will marry that person. Number 5. You discuss marriage. Can you imagine being in a relationship for months or years and the question of where the relation is headed never comes up, or the word marriage seems to be like a taboo? If you are going to marry a person, it should not be a guessing game at all. You don't have to keep hoping and expecting that one day he will pop up with a question. Neither should you as a man be skeptical or afraid that she will reject you when you eventually propose marriage. Relationships are meant to lead to something deeper and intimate, that is marriage. That is the normal course of events, the way things should run, but we know that things are not the same in this age and time. People get into relationships for various reasons, and many of those reasons may not include marriage at all. This is why it's important to find out where the relationship is headed to from the beginning. There should be no assumption of any kind. He might just be looking to score a good time while you are hoping for something that will last forever. If you do not discuss it, there is no way you will know if you are on the same page or not. Moreover, you can easily tell if you're going to marry that person by the way they behave when the subject of marriage comes up. Do they try to avoid it or become uncomfortable? That means they're not thinking in terms of marrying you. If, on the other hand, they make references to your future together, often talking about what it would be like having you to themselves and by their sides as husband or wife, or they draw imaginary pictures of what the whole family will be like with the children and things like that, that is a sign you are going to marry that person. They obviously see a future with you and are not scared to make you know just how they feel or what they're thinking. Number 6. Commitment. Commitment means giving to the relationship. It means putting time, effort, and resources to see that the relationship works, and it is an indication that there is a future for the both of you. When your partner is committed to you, that's a sign that you will get married to that person. It means they choose you and have decided to stick with you no matter the circumstances or situation. They are not gambling at this point, and hopefully, they elicit the same response from you. Commitment keeps both of you accountable and loyal to the relationship. It's one of the most important signs to look out for in determining the future of yourself and your partner. It takes various forms. It involves making sacrifices, remaining faithful, and being loyal to that person. When you find someone like that, you should know they are not there to take you for a ride, but are ready for something serious. They will not back out, even when opportunity presents itself, and one way by which they show their commitment is also by making plans with you in mind. To them, it's as good as though you are married, except for the official sealing of the relationship. Commitment from the both of you is another sign you are going to marry that person.